Greetings. Welcome to TheQueenElle LLC. I am Queen Elle. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am a spiritualist and owner of TheQueenElle LLC. I have a shop on Etsy that will be linked in the description box. I also have a blog, queenelle.net, as well as planners available for purchase on Amazon. In this series, we discuss the planets and where they are at any given moment in the galaxy can affect us as spiritual beings here on Earth. If you see me looking off screen, I'm looking at my notes that I have pulled up just to keep me on track and to stay focused as I teach you about planets. So Jupiter rules higher learning. Jupiter also rules over our religion and spirituality. There's an encouraging energy of abundance and prosperity with regard to Jupiter. Jupiter also is a strong masculine energy, and it rules Sagittarius and Pisces. Now, what you will find in as I explain the energy of some other planets coming up is that some of the planets are co-rulers of a zodiac sign. And Neptune, I believe, is an example of that. So you'll see that in probably part 3 of this series, where Neptune was discovered after some of the other planets, just because of how far away it is in our galaxy. So there was another planet ruling or considered the ruler over a zodiac sign prior to Neptune being discovered. And then once Neptune was discovered, the determination was made that Neptune was in fact the ruler of that zodiac sign. And so for that reason, there are 2 planets considered co-rulers. And that just means that the energy that those zodiac signs may feel, depending on the movement of the planet along its orbit, they may feel it from multiple planets. So in this case, Sagittarius and Pisces are ruled by Jupiter. Now, Jupiter also rules over the 9th house and the 12th house. And as I stated in part 1 of the planet series, stay tuned for another video where I will discuss at length the houses of our natal or birth chart. There are 12 houses, just like there are 12 zodiac signs. So each of those houses govern or have an impact over a specific aspect of our lives. So the 9th house is all about journeys, where we travel, as well as our emotional journeys throughout our lives. And Jupiter rules over that house. The 12th house is all about secrets. It's a mysterious house. It's all about things that we may hide from others, as well as things that are hidden from ourselves. So there's a lot of shadow work to be done with regard to the 12th house. Now, also, I would say on the downside, when Jupiter energy is almost in an overabundance, it can lean toward gluttony as well as weight gain. So that's just something to keep in mind when there's an overflow or overabundance of Jupiter's energy. So again, just something to be mindful of. Now let's discuss Saturn. Saturn is all about our structure and our purpose here. It's the planet of karma and karmic relationships. So karma has to do with settling or resolving potentially past trauma, things from our past. It could be from a past life. It can be some sort of generational trauma. There is karmic debt, which I will discuss in a future video. But this is the planet of karma. Saturn gives a hardworking, disciplined, and responsible energy as well. It governs lessons learned. Again, that's that karmic energy. And it's also a masculine energy, just like Jupiter was. Saturn rules Capricorn and Aquarius. And Saturn rules the 10th house, which is all about career, our status, our aspirations, as well as the 11th house, which is all about our hopes and when and if dreams come true. Now let's discuss Uranus. Uranus is all about innovation and technology. It's a rebellious planet. It's all about revolutionary energy. So there's a generational effect due to how long the orbit is around the sun. You'll notice for these last few planets that because their orbit is so long around the sun, that there isn't that quick energy. So if you saw part 1 of this planet series, Mercury, for instance, its orbit is so quick around the sun in relation to the other planets that it's a very fast-paced, energetic planet as far as its energy goes, where Uranus, it's more of a slower, steady pace because of how long and slow the orbit is around the sun. So there is that generational effect with regard to this energy. Also, there's some mind-opening, innovative energy. So that's the great thing with it being all about technology and innovation. There's some groundbreaking energy here with Uranus as well. And astrology is governed by this planet, as well as creativity. Androgynous energy is represented through Uranus, where the previous planets that I mentioned either had masculine or feminine energy. Uranus does have androgynous energy. Uranus rules Aquarius, and it rules the 11th house, which is all about our hopes and dreams. In an overabundance or overflowing sense, Uranus can cause natural disasters. So that's something to think of. I mean, we don't really have control necessarily of natural disasters, although some may feel like we do have a control when we think about global warming. Reducing our carbon imprint is a way that we can do our part with regard to nature. So you may want to work with this Uranus energy, or Uranus as some people refer to it, in order to lend some assistance with regard to when there's an overflow or overabundance of Uranus energy. And also, if there's any sort of blockage when Uranus is in retrograde, as all the planets will and do go into retrograde. Some of them it's more from time to time, especially these planets like Uranus that don't, they're on that slower orbit. But the blockage would be with regard to narrow-mindedness, because of how open-minded Uranus energy is. That would be the antithesis of that energy. So that's it for today. This is part 2 of the planet series, and please note that we will discuss the last 2 of the main planets, Neptune as well as Pluto, which some may argue that Pluto is a dwarf planet now, and there are other dwarf planets that I will discuss in future videos because they have that planetary energy as well. However, I'm discussing Pluto with these main planets. So that will be part 3, but thank you so much for joining me today. Links in the description box for the Etsy shop, as well as my planners and the blog, queenelle.net. Peace. Ashe.